Good evening, Sunday evening here, guys. So I'm Jason Guyman here with PressureWashHelp.com, and I'm going to talk to you tonight about setting goals, and not only setting goals, but reaching and hitting those goals. Making sure, I'm actually just checking something here real quick, making sure that we will hit our goals for 2020. And why do we want to set goals? Goals actually help us to be able to reach limits that we would never think we would be able to reach otherwise. And when I say that, and why I say that is because goals are something, it's like an elephant. Let's take, for instance, an elephant. And I always say this, and I learned it, and I like it, and I always say it all the time. This is something that I say all the time, is how do you eat an elephant? Do you eat it, do you eat an elephant whole, or can we eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? So that is why we want to set goals, because if we don't set goals, we won't be able to hit nothing. If we're taking a gun, or if we're taking something like that and we're aiming and we don't look down the sights and we just shoot like this, we're probably not going to do much good at that point. So I got a couple different things I'm going to talk about tonight. I've got a pretty cool, I know I ain't got a lot of people on here, but I'll just see if I can show you what I got going on here. I have, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one here. I have a trailer build. There was a guy up in Dayton, and he had bought all his stuff, and he's like, Jason, I'm just a dumb old school teacher, PE teacher, and I need help. And so he brought the trailer down. I got a lot of it mounted already, and all the hose was just in a big blount on the back here. I got all the reels mounted. I got the pressure washer mounted up here. I got the comment pump right here. I got it mounted. I got the water tank isn't mounted yet. I just went and I'm going to put another water tank right here, or a soap tank, and I just actually went and got that today. So that is something that I am working on, and that is something that hopefully I'm not going to be here too long. Jason is releasing a movie soon. So that is something that I am going to be, I did this project. I am going to make a little money off of it, but I did it. I was planning on building a trailer of my own and selling it, but I'm doing it mostly for videos. I'm doing it for videos so that I can post out here. And my goal for 2018, talking about goals, is I have set goals for myself. And when I ran my business, I set goals. And so I'm going to tell you what my goals are tonight, and I'm going to tell you, some goals that you can do to be able to make sure that you are successful. So the number one first goal that I'm going to set for myself is I'm going to lose weight. I hit 300 pounds. Actually, it was a little over that. I was about 305 to 10 pounds, depending on the day. And I just, to the point that I wanted to lose weight. And here's the thing, guys, if you have questions, definitely ask them in there, and I'll come back to those questions. But I want to lose weight. I wanted to lose, this is my goal. My goal is to lose 50 pounds. So, one bite at a time. It's like I said earlier, we have to take our goal and bite it at a time. So I'm excited to say week one, I got on the scale last night. The last time I got on the scale, I was a little scared. It was way before Christmas, and I had a lot of good food to eat during Christmas, and I've actually lost about 5 pounds into my first week. So that is very good. So that's my first goal into my 50 pounds. I'd like to get back down into the 250, 260 range. I'm doing it through keto diet, kind of a lot of meat and no carbs. It's really hard on me. I'll just tell you to be honest. I love bread. That is probably one of my favorite things is bread. I could eat bread all day long and all night. Yeah, treadmills for dummies, and I don't like those either. So guess what? I'm going to start working, trying to do that, especially at the firehouse every third day, and I'll definitely keep people up to date on if you want to know anything about that. So that is my first goal. So what is your first goal? So can somebody, just if you want to put them in the comment, what is your goal for 2020? Is it to quit your full-time job? Is it to start a pressure washing business? Is it to take your business to the next level? Did you do $50,000 this year, and next year you want to do $100,000? Or did you do $75,000 this year, and you want to do $150,000 next year? So what is your goal? So Southeast is on here, and while he's right here, and I know he's on here, in February, the 22nd, we are going to be in Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia, is where we're going to be at. We're actually going to be doing a class. And in this class, this is one of my goals. My goals is to teach a couple classes this year. And that's right, this is the YouTube stars of pressure washing. This isn't all of us, but this is a couple of us that put a lot of great information out there and have grown a great business. First, we have up here in the top, we have Mr. Cody. He does the soft wash systems and builds them and stuff like that. And he puts out a lot of great information, and so that is something that is there. Then we have Mr. Bobby Walker down here. He's been in business for about a year and a half. And he has over 500 5-star reviews. That is freaking amazing. I never had that many, but that is freaking amazing. That is how you get stuff done. And here's the thing about that, guys. He's in the land of the $500 or the $99 guys down in Florida. And he making a killing down there. Then we have Mr. Aaron Dean from Mean and Lean. And Mr. Aaron is going to be teaching on how to get higher tickets. Not the $99 tickets, but the $999 tickets. That is what he's going to be teaching on. So he's going to be teaching on sales and marketing. And then I will be teaching on about pressure washing, on how to actually pressure wash. And then I will also be teaching on marketing and how to get business through Google. I'll probably do a class on Google My Business and go in detail on Google My Business. So this is going to be Washathon. So when you go to this web page, you'll see here, you click to register. Right here, you'll see that to get the early bird special, it'll be $800 if you put early bird right here. Early bird is where you have to put that in there, otherwise it will charge you $900. Now, if you and one of your employees or something want to come, or you're a business partner or something like that, you can put double discount in there, and then it will be $1,000 for 2 people. So, with that being said, that is something that was one of my goals. That was my second goal. My second goal is to teach at different places. Not only to teach my own classes, but teach in different places. Now, with that being said, I've taught several classes of my own. This class down in Atlanta will be, this class isn't for somebody that's been pressure washing for 10 years. This class is somebody that has either been just starting up, or has been in business for a year or two and wants to take the business to the next level. And this is a great way to take your business to the next level. So with that, that is something that if you're looking to do, it's in February the 22nd, or the 20th through the 22nd. It will be a great time. Every time I've taken education, I've always learned something. And every time I do that, I bring it back and I'm able to take my business to the next level. It's, you can be here and then you'll go up to the next level. And that is what you need to do. Mike Mueller's been doing this stuff for 25 years, and he don't need nobody to teach him anything. And I got to give him crap because he's been kind of giving me crap on my ladder videos. So, but this isn't for people like Mike. This isn't the huge convention to get your business from 750,000 or 500,000 to $1 million. This is more for getting your business up off the ground and making sure that you're successful, making sure that you are going to be able to be successful. That's what this is all about. And people will be like, it's $800. Yeah, you know what? You got to invest in yourself. If you never invest in yourself, nobody else is going to invest in you. I'm not going to put my money into you. If you're not believing, if you don't think you can do it, I don't think you can do it either at that point. You have to invest in yourself, and you have to be able to make sure that you can keep going. All right, so that is my number 2 goal, is to teach. My goal was to teach 3 different places this year, not counting my classes, but to teach other places. I don't know if I'm going to hit that goal, but we're going to find out. So your number 2 goal, what's your number 2 goal? So if your number 1 goal, I seen a couple, was to hit money miles. What's your number 2 goal? Is it to go from 1 truck to 2 truck? Is it to get a truck? Is it to what's your number 2 goal? The hardest part of finding this is finding good help. Yep, that's a goal. To learn how to try to get 2 employees or 3 employees, 3 good employees, not just 3 warm bodies, because warm bodies that show up for work sometimes are better than the best employee that don't show up to work. So that is that's another goal. Is your second goal to get off the truck? Because I hear a lot of people, they're at 250, 300,000, and they're like, how do I go to the next level? And I'm like, get off the truck. And they're like, but I'm like, there ain't no buts about it. If you want to if you want to go and get up into the next level, you have to get off the truck. Your goal is to get out of bed. You got to do that too to make the first goal. But yes, you have to make sure that you are getting off the truck. You got to get off the truck, but you're going to hit a level that you have to trust people so that you can get off the truck. If you don't ever do that, you will never get off the truck, and that is an issue. That can be a big issue. So, all right. So one of my last goals is to hit 20,000 subscribers. And so, and here's the thing about goals. You have to, what are you going to do to hit those goals? And here's another thing you need to do with those goals. You need to write them down. Write down your goals so that way you can hit them. And if you really want to make sure you hit those goals, you need to write them down and tell somebody. Because when you tell somebody, then it's like, oh, they can hold you accountable? What? You want to be held accountable? And that way you might actually hit your goal? That's very important, is to make sure that you are being held accountable so that way you can hit your goal. And so here's the thing. I'm letting you know my goals. I'm letting you know. And so I want you to hold me accountable for them. So if you see me eating stuff I'm not supposed to be eating, you might want to say, "Hey, Jason, have you fallen off of the thing?" Not 20,000 videos. No, that's a lot of videos. I'm only at like 400 right now. So that's a lot of videos. So, like I say, write them down and put them up on a poster where you always go. That's a great thing, Gorilla. That is a awesome thing. Just write them where you're going to see them, and that way it will definitely. Let me make this bigger so people can see it. That way people can see your goals and go from there. Write them down and put them on a poster. That is awesome. So I'm going to start reading through some comments. I know a lot of people have been asking. Liberty Power Wash, he was over here today. He's been helping me. Was the Coke Zero? The Coke Zero, it's better than Diet, obviously, but it's not as good as Coke. But I can actually drink it. The Coke, Diet Coke, I just cannot take it. So I've been drinking some other stuff here, water. So I've been, I'm I drank a lot of sweet tea. I'm a Southern boy. I drank a lot of sweet tea and a lot of pop, or soda pop, whatever you're from. But that is something that I'm going to do it. Southeast said his goal is to hit 5,000 subscribers. Dude, if you keep posting like you do, you will hit that in no time. That first 1,000 subscribers hard, and then after that, it just kind of flies up there. Let me scroll up here. John Smith, hello tonight, Sunday night. I'm going to scroll up here and I'll kind of run through some of these things. Michael Williams talking about an elephant. You eat it one bite at a time. That's how you meet your goals. One goal at a time. And once you get that big goal set, then we need to break it down into monthly goals. If we got a goal of hitting $100,000 and we know we got 10 months to clean, that means we need to make $10,000 per month. And then we can break it down another bite of we need to break it down into the day, into the week, and then into the day, and then we can break it down into how much we got to do in each job. So that is something we need to do. What's up? Keep the coaching coming. And here's the thing, guys. I know you can't always worry about what subscribers, but I had somebody comment the other day on one of my videos of, Jason, you're just trying to sell stuff now. Dude, here's the thing about it. I have a family. I don't know if you know that, but I have 2 beautiful daughters and a beautiful wife. I got to support them. So the ways you can support me is, and I still making videos. I'm planning on making 2 videos a week. Plus my live, and I may even add another live. So the way you can support me is obviously if you join my membership, that helps me out. If you watch my videos, that helps me out. And if you do, anytime I put links on there, that helps me out. So that is why I do what I do, is so that way I can, make videos for you all. I can't live on nothing. So yes, I do make money off stuff, and my goal is to still plan on helping you out in any which way I can. If I can't spoon feed you, then I don't know what to tell you, because the only way I'm going to do that is if you pay me money in my membership. I'm not going to, and here's the thing, even that, I still give you a lot of information out here on these Sunday nights. Jason is releasing a movie soon. It's going to be called Pressure Wash Help. And if you want to do it. I was going to say, you're going to see T-shirts down underneath here, underneath my videos now. I do got some merchandise coming it'll say Pressure Wash Help on the front. And then I got some different logos. If you want to buy one, that's fine. I've actually ordered a couple myself because I want to see what they actually look like before I push them. But with that being said, these shirts aren't the $10 shirts you get from a lot of the suppliers out there that don't last worth of crap, because we all play in bleach and they get bleach spots and they look like crap like that really fast. So these are going to be a little bit more expensive. They'll be about $35, but they're 100% polyester, so you'll be able to use bleach on them and not bleach them out. And so that's why I went that route. It's not like I'm making money. I make like $5 a shirt off of $5 a shirt, $5-10 a shirt off of them if you buy one. And the reason why I went with the higher quality and less. Yes, I could have did a $20 shirt and still made the same amount of money, but if you're going to pay for a shirt and I know you're going to play in bleach in it, that's why I went that route. And so, like I say, I know that it is one of those things of, that right there. Hey, I'm just about to start my pressure one. Current drum. I got so Richard. When I get down here, I got something for you on that. There is a way we can take care of that problem you got there. All right, so you have some of the best info in the industry. Keep it up. I try, and here's the thing, guys. I still learn myself. I take classes. I try to better myself. Right now, I'm taking classes on how to tell stories, storytelling. Because in YouTube world, that's what you got to do to keep people lasting longer on and get more watch time. It's all about telling stories and how to tell it and make sure people are listening and all that kind of thing. So that's, I take classes even now to better myself. Called it, all comes out in the wash. He looks here. In California, land of the heathen, there are so many regulations. What would we have to tippy-toe around chemistries and setup? This one, you just got to do your reclaim. You can't let chemicals go down in the drain. It is tougher out there, but hopefully you can make a little bit more. You got to charge more. I mean, it comes down to you got to charge. You can't think that you cannot charge because it is something that is not good. So hopefully some of the regs will get loosened a little bit with Trump being in there, but even then it's still California is California, and they got their own government in the first place. So weight loss videos. Actually, I'm thinking about starting another channel of just that journey of my weight loss. I don't know. I might just add them here, but I'll probably start another channel. I don't even know if I'm going to tell a lot of people about it. All right. Hi, Jason. What's the maximum length of hose can you use on a 5.5 gallon and still draw soap with downstream injector? I've heard the hose are too long. They will will not draw soap. That is correct. There's a couple things we can do on this, Yanis. One is if the hose, you can go about 200 feet. It just depends on the downstream injector itself. Some injectors I've gotten 250, some injectors I've got 300. Some things we can do to make it go longer is we can, to keep downstreaming, is if we go to a bigger hose. So like if we had 1/2 inch for our first 100 feet, then that would allow us to go further down and because what's happening is that hose, the more hose we add, the more friction loss we gain. So by the time it gets to our nozzle, actually by the time it's keeping half the pressure, it's building our pressure up, even though we're still coming out the same amount on down at the end. It's building pressure at that downstream injector. And when we're building pressure down there at that downstream injector, then that's why we can't, that's why the soap will shut off, because it's actually gotten to a higher pressure to get to where we need to push it all the way down that end of that hose. So if we use a bigger hose, if we use a 1/2 inch hose instead of 3/8 hose for the first 100 feet, and I would suggest doing that. That way, your first 100 feet, that way, 1/2 inch hose is a lot heavier and it's a pain in the neck. And by doing that bigger hose allows us to use the 3/8 on the actual where we're pressure washing. So that is one way that we could get that 300, 350 because we're using that 1/2 inch hose and that's causing it. Michael Butler, that's exactly right. New year, let's make a great one. So far it's been great. No carbs. I love bread too. I do love bread. That's my move. Make money, Jason. Make money like Jason. Hey, here's the thing, guys. It's out there. I grew my business in 2017 to $1 million. In 2019, all clean Cincinnati made it to another $1 million. It is definitely out there. And Cincinnati has, I bet just last year, everybody says competition. So I'm going to tell you something about competition. I know of about probably 5 to 7 businesses in this greater Cincinnati area that's fighting in that area. And I bet last year alone, there was over $3 million done of pressure washing. Pressure washing alone, $3 million of pressure washing. I know. I mean, like I say, pressure wash Cincinnati, All Clean Cincinnati did right at $1 million. And I know a couple other ones did $500,000, real close to $500,000, and that's just that. And I know there's 2 or 3 more big ones out there, so I know there's plenty of money, And this is just little old Cincinnati. This has probably got we other than maybe way down south. Our cost of living is way low. Tennessee's probably real close with us, but there's money out there to be made. You just got to go out there and make it. So here we go with some of our goals. I want to quit my full-time job. That's great, and I definitely think you can do it. Getting to Georgia for the class, that's a great goal to do, DJ. Would 8-gallon allow for more length of the hose? Not always. 8 gallon a minute doesn't, because we're still building that pressure in that 3/8 hose. So it's going to cause it to it's still not going to allow that to come up there. So we're still having to get through that hose, and the friction loss from I'm trying to think what it is. The friction loss from a 1/2 inch to 3/8 is a lot. There's a lot of friction loss just between that. So what that friction loss means is it takes that much pressure to get it through there. Michael Butler's goal is to the next level of $75,000, and that's very doable. But Jason has 32 careers going on. Hey, my wife is a stay-at-home mom. She teaches our kid. We homeschool our kids. And you can tell, obviously, that I haven't missed too many meals. So, she's been home for 5 years now. And so guess what? That's what I have to do. Now, my goal is to cut those careers down. It's not, okay, so I'm going to tell you one of my goals for 2019. You want to hear what one of my goals that I completed in 2019? It's a great goal. So, All Clean Pressure Wash Cincinnati, the business I sold, is a business that I wanted to. I stayed on. So I sold it in 2017 of August, and I stayed on. I've been on all the way since then, and I have been doing the marketing for them. And so in 2019, my goal was to quit Pressure Wash Cincinnati. So with that being said, on December the 29th, I told them, bye-bye, I'm gone. So I quit that job. So now I'm down one less job. And with that being said, that means that, this stuff is making me money. I am making money doing this stuff. So, but here's the thing, guys. I've been, and I know there's other people out in here trying to do the same thing I'm doing. Here's the deal with me. I've been doing this since 2011, and I've been a mechanic since I've been for almost 20, almost 30 years now, almost 25 years. I've been a mechanic before that. So I know I used to pressure wash. I used to pressure wash when I was 18, 19 years old of heavy equipment. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just blasting away. I would put some concrete cleaner on it because that's what the head mechanic told me to do. And I pressure washed for 1.5 years of nasty old dirty heavy equipment. The big 631s, the D8s, D9s. We had a D11 I cleaned. I cleaned all this stuff. I worked on them and I cleaned it. And I didn't know what I was doing. And then I became a fireman. Then I learned about pressure, pumps and different things about that. And then I learned about pressure washing. And then it's about chemicals. And, it's all about that. So I have been doing this, and I've been in the business. I've been pressure washing business since 2011. Since fall of 2011 was the first time I went to a class to learn some about pressure washing. So I drove. It was a $300 class. It wasn't even a how-to class. It was just basically, it was just kind of a little get-together in Alabama. And I learned, I drove down there and I took, it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I learned all kinds of stuff. So again, don't forget, about Washathon. You can go to, the link you can go to is, if you want that's kind of a hard link, that Jade podcast, but I made I made a quick link of pressurewashhelp.com/washathon, and it's a pretty link, so it'll take you right over there to it. So Michael Williams' goal is, let me get off this screen because Michael Williams' goal is 500K gross and 300 in the pocket. Yeah. If you're if you got a couple employees, that gets a little bit tougher, but it's very doable. Those are cheesy mug slides. I can't believe you said that about me on that. That's not very nice, Mike. I paid a lot of money for that mug shot. I paid $200 just for that mug shot right there, to get my pictures done. Hi, Jason. I bought a backup or helper power washer. It has a soap injector built in to the back end of the pump. I bought an injector, but will that issue cause me issues? I don't think it will. I don't think it will. You should be fine on that. How much hose you need to fill with soap? How do you make at $99 per house wash? You don't make it at $99. Actually, I shouldn't say that. There are some very few people that know how to make the $99 house wash effective and profitable. The margins are real thin, and it's about doing 8 to 10 a day. Now, that's about impossible in most places, but there's a guy down south that's doing $79, and he's got about 4 or 5 trucks running out there, and they go out there and do it. So it is possible. It's just not very, the big thumbs down. I agree on that 100%. Let's see. Don't be the $99. Let me see here. No school. So Mike Mueller, no school for you, which I already kind of said that over there. And like I say, this isn't for everybody, and I understand that. This is for the new guy. This is for the guy, the 1 to 2 year guy that wants to go to the next level. The hardest part of business is finding good help, and that is very true. And here's the thing, guys. It just isn't in pressure washing. It's even in firefighting. Even at my job at the fire department, it's crazy trying to find people. We can't even. Here's the deal. We have grown men, 25, 27 years old, come to the firehouse, and they have never mowed grass, never touched a lawnmower. And yet, we're supposed to put these guys on a roof with a chainsaw and try to cut a hole in a roof when they've never touched a lawnmower. We sent one of our new guys out to mow the grass, and he was out there 30 to 35 minutes trying to find the key switch on a pull start lawnmower. And yes, you cannot make this stuff up. It's the truth. I had a guy, because we do get some snow and we get rain, ice and stuff. And I'm like, hey, go put salt out so that way we make sure nobody slips and falls, because in the front door of the firehouse. And he looks at me dead serious. He goes, how do you do that? I said, put your little hand down in the bag and you can just throw it out. And if you don't want to touch it, go get you a cup and dip it down in there and throw it out. It's amazing. It'll work just fine, just like that. You can't help it. I mean, that's something that's what thing is going to make you rich in the future. What's up, Jason? The boss is in the house. 2020 goal, get off the truck. That's a great goal. Awesome goal. Let's see. My goal is to get out of bed. Yeah, that can be hard sometimes. Managing is a full-time job. Year one, Year one goal, quit my job while investing in marketing equipment. That is a great goal. Um, it's very doable. Let's see. Mike, I paid 8,700 in workers' comp in 2018, and now I'm paid 27. How'd you get it cheaper? Uh, let's see. Insuring a few trucks, personal vehicles. All right. So we got John Smith. He is in London, England. I'm starting a pressure washing company whose main custom is driveway and patio cleaning, and ask you for about $1,000. What specific machine am I looking for? So you're really looking for something that is more than 4 gallons a minute. Anything above 4 gallons a minute, you'll be good. And that it doesn't matter about the pressure so much. A 4,000 psi pressure washer isn't going to clean it. So anything above a 4 gallon a minute is what you're really looking for. If you go up to a 5.5, 6, that's better. If you can get up to 8, it is what it is. But a 4 gallon a minute, that way you'll be able to run a surface cleaner, and with that surface cleaner, you will be able to do that concrete a lot faster. Let's see. Try AP Integra for all that's workers' comp stuff. Goal 2, streamline the builds process. Goal 3, get the new guy up to speed. Yep, that can be fun. Goal 1, want to hire my first employee. Yeah, that's a lot of fun too. Because you don't trust them. They won't do as good a job as you as long as you can get it done. Jason has big plans in the work. I do have plans in the work. I got all kinds of plans. Now, it's just a matter if they roll out or not. Ever get into indoor pressure cleaning? There is about 3 months of winter where I live at isn't good for washing. So what we do is Christmas lights. Indoor pressure washing can get you screwed. So I'm going to tell you a story about that. So we had a customer that we were doing Christmas lights for. We had 8 Honda dealership locations that we were doing. Christmas lights for. It was I believe it was like 18,000. No, it was almost $20,000 for those 8 Honda dealerships. $20,000 every year we were going to get. And so they wanted to do some pressure washing inside. So I went and I did one of the places, and I washed, and I was very careful inside because you got to remember these are dealerships, and it's their inside of there, and I didn't have no issues. Well, I had an employee, and they went into another dealership, and they screwed up about $10,000 worth of stuff. And guess what? We paid out 10 grand and we lost the freaking Christmas lights. So you just got to be careful with it. Let's see. Richard, hey, I'm just about to start my current pressure washing business. My current job doesn't allow me to answer the phone. Any recommendations for a company that can handle? Yes, there is a couple different companies that can take care of this for you. And it's not that expensive, especially starting out. It's not like you're going to have a lot of business. So one of them is called Jill's Office. Another one is called, I can't think what it's called. She also runs Bid Slot too. I think she actually sold Bid Slot, but April Dotson runs a business, and I can't remember what the name of it is. But both of those two companies, if you use like Responsibid or something, both of them will fill out. They will answer the phone and they will fill out all the information, and it will automatically send them a bid. So you can automatic a lot of stuff, and that way you can run ads, you can get going, but in that way you can grow that business fairly well and fairly quick, and without you answering the phone. And they do it for enough companies. Both Jill's Office and April Dotson does it for both enough that is probably they do it for a lot of pressure washing companies. Both of them do, and so both of them could help you out on that. And this right here isn't really a good answer. If you think you're going to call them back, they've done probably hired somebody. You really need to answer your phone. If you want business in 2020, answer your phone, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to go right down to the next one on the list and the next one down on the list till somebody answers their phone and gets it done. 4 gallon a minute, 4,000 psi belt driven. I bought used 18-inch hammerhead with 2 nozzles. What size do I need? That I couldn't tell you, dude. You need to call Russ, or any of those guys can tell. Russ from Southside. You can call Seats up there at Power Wash, Pennsylvania. They know that stuff. I don't know the tip size. Are they trendy like I'm in a pit stop? The new uniform trend like I'm in the NASCAR? No, they are not the NASCAR ones. I could do one of those, and he's talking about the shirts that I was telling you about that I'm putting that's out underneath here. They are not all NASCAR-y looking. It's just got, one of them's got pressure wash help, or they all got pressure wash help here, and then on the back they got a couple different sayings on them. I got one that says professional power washing, stay back 50 feet. I got one that says it'll make your wife happy, call us, that kind of thing. I was trying to do the little water spots all over in it, and I didn't figure that out yet. So remember, I was telling you I learn as I go, and you got to learn. That's what I'm doing. Hello. Oh, this is Jordan. Okay. Jordan from Monroe, Ohio. He's just about an hour north of us. And dude, you can make money up there, dude. And I know you can, and I know you're successful, and you can be successful. You got a great location for your Google My Business. You could get a lot of business off of your Google My Business. If you go in your Google My Business and you make it really good, and you start getting reviews, your Google My Business could blow your business up, alone with, if you can put a little money toward ads or whatever, or even a sign game. If you did a sign game up in that area, you could blow it out this year. I think more watch time is jump cuts and running around like a crazy person. EPA Clean and Water Act. Any advice for my comment above? I think I've answered those. Downstream, remove it out. Yes, you could also do that on the downstream question. You can move that downstream out 100 feet of hose and just put a bucket right there. You can do that too. John Smith, you've got $1,000 to spend and want a recommendation. Let's see here. Caleb, DeWalt washers are good, it seems. I wouldn't buy a DeWalt if it was me. What's the discussion on EPA Clean? Oh, that was a question about California. Oh man, Jason the man, the myth, the legend, dropping knowledge bombs to take on the Google gods. Bless you and your family, man. Thank you, Gorilla. Can a 2.5 at 331 reach a 2-story home? I don't know if it would or not. I mean, the 4 gallon a minute, we XJet it the other day, and it was a little. If it's windy, there ain't no way that'll reach. I think it might reach, but yeah, with no wings. He's thinking wind there, but yes. Can I make money with a super soaker? Yeah, you can. Fill it full of bleach and let her have it. Will a 5 gallon minute and 10 psi reach 3-story? I don't know about 10,000 psi, but a 5 gallon a minute, 0.5 gallon per minute, 10,000. No. Mike Mueller, I love you too, Mike. Jay Russell, love your advice. Thank you, Jay. I got into pressure washing with deck restoration in Michigan like over 10 years ago, and now I live in South Carolina and just started back into pressure washing. So are you going to do just pressure washing alone, or are you going to keep doing deck restoring? Because here's the thing about decks. So the guy, I don't know if y'all seen, I'll show it here. I'm going to show you back here what I've got myself into this week. Let me go over here to phone. So this week I got dropped off this trailer right here. I got this trailer right here. It's got a 4-gallon-a-minute machine right here. It's got our pressure wash hose on the opposite side, the yellow hose, the roof cleaning hose. The red hose is our garden hose. It's got a 35-gallon buffer tank, and it's got a Comet 10-gallon-a-minute roof pump. It's going to have a 65-gallon tank where about that little yellow hose is all rolled up. So with that being said, as soon as I get back to my main screen here, with that being said, this dude has been doing decks for about Al. I haven't seen him on here tonight. Al's been doing decks for about 25 years. And so he's here in the Cincinnati area. He's actually not here in Cincinnati. He's up in Dayton. And I'm like, Al, okay, so you're going to start pressure washing after you've been doing decks. I'm like, so how much have you been charging for your deck cleaning and staining? And he's like, and this is the PT teacher, and he's like, I charge $2.50 a square foot. And I'm like, $2.50 a square foot to do deck cleaning and staining? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, you're losing out, buddy. When we did deck cleaning and staining, we were at $8 a square foot. We were trying to get out of it. I didn't want to do it. I was right at $6 a square foot, and then I went to $7 and $8, and I was trying to get out of it. And people were still paying $8 a square foot. And so the next year, I'm like, I'm not doing decks. I'm not doing it. We'll wash them, but I'm not cleaning and I'm not doing all the deck stuff. Decks suck. So decks are a pain in the neck of cleaning and sealing. But here's the thing about it, and here's the thing. If you are someone that, can work and shows up, you can get all the deck work you want. I got a buddy in Lexington. He's the same way. He can't find help, and he don't want to go out and do them, and he's up to $7, $8 a foot and still can't get help and get him done. Is XJet better? Well, it just depends on what you're wanting to do it with. It just depends. I love deck restoration. Very therapeutic. I'd much rather do a house wash than do that, because that's more of that. I've done a lot of research, and I am soft washing homes, and I was able to get in a 22-inch surface cleaner. I'm soft washing home. Awesome. Deck restoration is a lot of work, and I was definitely not charging enough back then. I'm going to try buy business at the rate of cash, zero debt. Hey, that's a great way to start. That's a great way to go. It's a pitfall, can't hook a hose to a spigot, and they can't hold a ladder, and they can't do a lot of other things. What? Mike, I've always heard about the fireman everybody had. Maybe it's Jason, and this is where he is now. Just starting off in my neighborhood until I can get a trailer and put all my equipment on. Hey, you got to start out somewhere, Curtis. And that way, if you can get there and you can move up and keep right on going. The mentality with many under 35 is what is least I can do, get by or pass. So, and here's the thing about this, guys, and I know I got a lot of young guys on here that watch me too. I'm not knocking young guys hard all the time. There's people out there, and if you're willing to go get it, it's out there. Now, are you going to have to work? Yes. Are you going to get spoon-fed? No. You can figure it out, though, guys. There's enough out there. Here's the deal. If you can't figure it out, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/training, and I'm going to teach you what you need to do to get to the next level. And I'm adding stuff in there all the time because I'm looking at what do I need to do to be able to get to the next level. So pressurewashhelp.com/training, and it's not that expensive. And and that's the way if you want to go on a budget. Now, if you got some more money and you want to try to go there, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/washathon, and it will take you here, and you can learn about that. So don't think just because you're young and I'm hitting on you hard and that kind of stuff. I'm not. I'm really not. I want you to be successful. I even want young guys to be successful because the young guys are the next generation coming through. And, if you can get into a trade, you got a pretty good chance of setting your own money. I know people that go get a college education and they spent $150,000 and they come home and they making a $30,000 and $40,000 job. You can go do that real easy and not spend all that money. And you know what? That education that cost them $150,000, they will have that debt till they die because they ain't going to ever get rid of it. Unless Bernie Sanders gets in there and he relieves all this debt, then that means you're going to be paying for it. Every person out there is going to be paying for all their debt. Sorry, I'm getting off my thing. New business due to this channel, Land Management Services of Texas. Thanks, man. So far, I love soft washing, and I learned that I was doing it wrong all these years. What was you doing wrong, Curtis? Going strong or not strong enough, using pressure. I want the best results, and I'm very OCD. 4 gallon a minute. Mostly with no reserve tanks, residential 2. Goals: wrap truck, signage on trailer, plus more. That's a good goal to have. I'm only cheap in my neighborhood, and I post that. My goal, Jason, have Jason take me under his wing. Seriously. Paint real tree. So my membership. Actually, in 2020, I do have something I want to do. I do want to do kind of either like a mentorship program. It's going to cost because you know what, to learn and me to take my time and to do that, it's going to cost. But it's either going to be like a mentorship where I will get on the phone once every 2 weeks or once a month, and we will sit down and I'll bring everybody in like on a Zoom call, and that way we can kind of discuss and move our business. It will be it will only be a few slots. It'll either be 5 or 10. I don't know how many I can handle at a time to make sure that I'm being successful. And then in that membership, you'll have that phone information to me right away. I will make sure that you are, hitting your goals, because that's the first thing I'm going to sit down is I want to know what your goals are, because if I don't know your goals, I can't help you grow to that business. And, in that way, I know that if your goals are, maybe your goals are to get off the truck, and I'm going to show you how to get off the truck and how to do that stuff. And how I transitioned. When I transitioned off of the truck, that was the hardest thing I ever did, because nobody can clean as good as I can, and that is right. Nobody care. Your employees don't care, and so there is things that we can do to help our employees care. Just being open with them. These guys think that, I went and charged. You did this house wash and made $500, and you're only paying me $20. But they don't realize you got to pay for the truck, you got to pay for the gas, you got to pay for the broken equipment, you got to pay for the equipment they lost, you got to pay for marketing so you can get more of those $500 jobs, you got to pay for all these things that you got to pay that insurance we was talking about. Somebody was talking about up there. All these different costs come into play that we have to pay. So that is something that we have to make sure that we can do that. Let's see. My goal is $500 a day. And that's very easy. Very easy. That's 2 jobs. 2 jobs. Jason, are you positive and negative keywords add words included into your package for the $299 or separate for the $49 a month? They are in that. My positive keywords aren't, but my negative keywords are. And I mean, your positive keywords, I can add them in there. I haven't added them in there yet, but I can add them in there. And I may even add a little bit more. But they're in the $49 a month membership too, and you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/training, and they are in both of them. The negative keywords, there's over like 475 negative keywords. It is for window cleaning too. I have some for window cleaning and pressure washing. But yes, you can go in there and get those negative keywords. Is the customer factor worth it? A good CRM is definitely worth it. It just depends on what you want to do. It's all about keeping good books, and it's all about also emailing these people. Once you've done your work, make sure you're doing that, and that way you can make sure that it is good. BidSlot Virtual Assistant, that's what I was talking about. He answered that question. BidSlot Personal is April. Okay. And then you got Jill's office. Do I need to get ResponsiBid, the customer factor, or similar in a phone? All answering service call, is that overkill? No. Here's the deal. You wouldn't have to you can get away with using ResponsiBid by itself. You got to do a little bit of, the only issue you have is the invoicing side of things. So you'll have to make kind of an invoice so that way you can invoice it. But I ran my business all the way up into 2017 with ResponsiBid and Google Calendar. And what I did is, reason why I did that for is so that way I could go through and make sure, because here's the thing about ResponsiBid. If you used an answering service and ResponsiBid, they can go in and fill out the information that you need on that bid, and it will automatically send them stuff. So this way, to make a successful business and make a scalable business is to automate stuff. And that is a great way that we can automate it and just bam, bam, bam. And that is stuff that we don't even have to touch anymore, because once we set up ResponsiBid and we put in our stuff in ResponsiBid, then we don't have to go through and answer the same questions and do all that, because it's that email sequence that's going to get those people to us and get them into a customer. Another goal of mine is to find the best method for removing oil stains on concrete. Well, when you come up with that, that'll be a good thing. A good degreaser is only going to get it up so far. That's just part of it. I joined Pressure Wash, but I've not been able to find any information besides what's on the video. Yeah, I'm still working on that stuff. The stuff like the keywords, that is in the marketing side of things. If you go into the marketing, there's a whole underneath marketing, and you go underneath AdWords, and then when you get to keywords, when you go to the video on negative keywords, there's a little spot over on underneath the video that says download the negative keywords, and that is all the download of that stuff there. Let's see. Do I have negative keywords for gutter cleaning? Any suggestion where I can get some if you don't? The negative keyword list that I have even for pressure washing to work for gutter cleaning, you're going to have to, you may have to add a little bit. There is some in there, but a lot of them, a lot of my negative keywords in there is free, cheap, that kind of crap. And that is a great way to start. And even when you start doing your campaigns for negative keywords and that, I got one right now. I'm running a campaign, and there's a ton of competitors, boatloads of competitors. So, I'm putting negative keywords on all those competitors. So, the clicks are already high. And so now I'm having to do a bunch of negative keywording so that way I can quit getting those stupid clicks. It's just a matter of what it is. It's when you're in an area that everybody's out there, then you got to negative keyword crap and try to get through that stuff. I live in an apartment complex. What this about having a secure truck skid? What would you about having? I know I can't leave my pump outside. Um, so this is where I would probably, if I would try to either have an enclosed trailer, or I tell you something else you can do. I'm going to show you a picture here, and this is something that you could do too. Is right here on this washathon, you can see right here that this is a soft wash system within this truck right here. So they can be all locked up, and that way you can make sure that it's all locked up and secure. And if you're in an apartment complex and you can't do an enclosed trailer and you had to do something like that, I would try to build something along those lines with a camper top on it. So that way you can make sure it's locked up and not going to get stolen and all that great thing, all that awesome stuff. I just started my business in Podunk Perry, Florida. Hope I make 50,000 my first year. Well, if you go out there and you bust it, you should be able to. What is the proper name of my business if I name this blank Bubs pressure washing or Bubs pressure washing? Which is better? Correct, proper. Um, I would probably name it something along the lines of whatever you want to name it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Um, nice bub. I clean windows and have been called by people who have their house recently washed and the windows and a sort of film on them. What caused this? And is this usual? Yeah, this is called they didn't rinse very good. They put soap on it and they let it dry on the windows. They didn't rinse before it dried. So they probably tried to do 2 or 3 sides and come back. And when they did that, it dried and it wouldn't, and that's what caused that. So that is something that it is what it is, and that is because they're not doing a very good job, is what that ended up meaning. And that film is probably their soap on there. So that is their soap on there. And that's what caused that film. If we let this, if we spray a window and that soap sits on there, and the window, it's going to dry faster than the vinyl. It's going to dry on there, and it will leave that soap scum on there. You're going to have to use soap to get it back off. Basically, is the best way to do that. Hi, Jason. Any suggestions for a 5.5 pressure washer? I would just Pressure Pro, Power Pro, anywhere, it's one of those things. You're going to spend close to $1,500 to $2,000. Now, if you get one with 3,000 PSI, you're going to spend a lot more now. You're going to be at the $3,000 range. Raymond, haha, man, you got me cracking up. Hey, Raymond, he's going to come on here, and he's going to come on one night. I need to get with him. He said he would. And he started this year, and I've actually ran his AdWords for him. And so he will be on here and kind of talking about the ups and downs of starting a new pressure washing business. So if you would like that, let me know in the comments. Say that would be awesome. Or just put that would be awesome for having people on. That way it's just not me. Tonight I was actually with this new software I've got. That way I can bring people in, and I've been playing with it. And I've been trying to learn how to do it. So that's why I haven't done it yet, and I'm talking about it. But I did work on it tonight, trying to figure out how to do it. So we'll see how that works. Bub's pressure washing is the best way, right way and best way. Let's see. Thanks. What I thought to anybody? What thanks? Oh, that's it. He must be up all night brainstorming, Bubbles. In the spring, I'm going to sign up for your Voxer membership, and that is my one of my. That's $99 a month. That's a great web. And the other thing is too, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com, and you click on the front page and it says training. I will be having a in-person, I'll be doing a training in March. So I know I got the one in February, but I will be doing a training in March 20, I think it's like the 20th and 22nd also of March. It's a Friday, Saturday. And this class, the one in there, you'll learn a lot, but you'll get some hands on. But when you come to Jason's class, you get all hands on. Jason does none of the work. I go to one to two I will go to two different houses and we'll clean. And Jason does not clean at all. It's all you cleaning. So that way you actually get hands-on, touching stuff, starting equipment, the whole 9 yards. So that way you will learn of how to do it. And that will be, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com, it says in-person training. If you go there, that's where it is. But with that being said, you can also, Atlanta will be great too, because in Atlanta, you will find there's a lot of great stuff that's going to happen. You got a lot of people that, and that way it's just not Jason talking. People don't care too much about the name. Oh, that's you talking about that. Bubbles pressure washing. Hey, there is a Bubbles window cleaning, and he's actually got a bubble machine, and I think it's pretty cool. He drives around. I don't know if you've seen it, but he drives around and makes bubbles coming out of the back of his truck. I think it's pretty cool. M5 tip or J-Rod. I like the J-Rod better. I actually like the $10 one they put on the $10 nozzle they put on there too. The M5 tip is what I've noticed in my guys that when they pressure washed a bunch up in Cincinnati, they never did like it because it wouldn't shoot as far. It would break that stream up too much. And then when it breaks that stream up too much, he was having a hard time reaching that 2.5 story, 3 story. So they would always use the J-Rod just because it was a lot easier and to make sure that. My goal short term is shirts and advertising. Also fell into a good thing with the property management through Christmas sites. And now they have me doing power washing estimates. Them are the best type of customers because it goes back to what I always say. If it costs you a lead, especially when you're doing Christmas lights, if it costs you $200 to do a lead for Christmas lights and you make Christmas lights, and you do $1,000 job, for Christmas lights. You made $800 because you had to spend $200 to get the lead. But the great thing about those people is the lifetime value of them is a boatload because, those people might own apartment complexes or might work for, property manager, or they'll get their own house done. So yes, you can get more money out of it. Are you going to put videos on the site about cleaning brick and stucco? I am. I'm hoping it'll warm up enough that I can actually do it. I'm trying to find a stucco house or a stucco place. Otherwise, I'm going to just be talking through it, but I'd rather show it than actually talk through it. I do have some good pictures that I've taken, but I'd rather just show it. And I haven't found a good house that I can show it. Let's see. That's because I love you, Mike. I can't believe he answers these with such patience. Hey, it's all about helping people out. That's what I want to do. My goal is to help people. So, old school in the building. Robert. So, how long you been doing it, Robert? Question. Looking to start a window cleaning business with a water-fed pole system you can recommend, and do you help with window cleaning? Thanks. So I haven't put nothing in my membership yet about window cleaning. I've got a couple videos out about the setups that I used. Water-fed pole is a great add-on to pressure washing. As an actual business doing it, that's a little strong. That's a little far-fetched because you're still going to have some. I'm not going to say that because some people are successful just doing a water-fed pole. You just got to make sure that you're changing out your tank and all that stuff because you're going to use it a lot more. There is a couple videos. I do have a couple videos. I have a video at pressurewashhelp.com. I don't remember what. It might be window cleaning or something, and it was our setups that I used. And here's the deal with the polls. You can go out and spend. You can go out and spend $5,000. You can go out and spend as much as you want on this stuff. You can go out and spend as little as you want at it. There you was a good setup there for a while for sale. It was the tank, the pole, the whole 9 yards, and it was right around $1,000, $1,200. You don't need a $2,000 pole because guess what? That $2,000 pole will break just as easy as that $900 pole. You know how I know? Because I broke it. And it was a pain in the neck to try to get warranty out of them. I had to go and blast on Facebook to get my pole fixed. And you know what? That's BS. Stand behind your crap and fix it. You sit there and you want to stand. Look, I'm standing on this pole and it's bending like this, not breaking. Well, guess what? The sucker broke and fix it now. That's why I look at it. Sorry, that's just me going off on it. Marketing and training. Yes, I do marketing, and the marketing is the same whether it's for window cleaning or whatnot. They would be awesome. Bring some chicks on. Well, if we have some female pressure washers that want to come on, I know there is a window cleaner on YouTube. I don't know, but I'll talk to whatever. Cody, you're all over YouTube Live today. Good job. Jason, if I come to your class and fall or get hurt, will your insurance company pay me? I'm not cheap. Well, you know what the problem of that is you're going to have to fall on the ground because I don't allow people on ladders at my class. I do the roof cleaning and I show how it works, but nobody ever leaves the ground because you don't need to leave the ground other than to do roof cleaning, and I show how to do that. And that's why I do that for. I do have insurance though. Are free jobs a good idea? Churches and city places. I'm not going. If you are good at promoting that stuff, so churches, most of them have got enough money to pay for it anyway. It can be good. The thing that a lot of people have been doing is the city parks or like the school parks and really push it with the PTA. Hey, look, we did this, but you're kind of, look at me, I did this for you, and you can get stuff like that. Sometimes if you do entry signs, if they're nasty, and then put a sign right in front of it that you cleaned it, that's something. If you do something with like vets, and you promote like maybe one a month of getting your vet, and people appreciate that. And I'll tell you a story on that. So, and this was Christmas night, not really pressure washing. So there was a little boy that his dad had died in line of duty death, and he was a cop. And we went, and there was an organization that originally reached out to us, and the organization was going to pay for us to put up Christmas lights, but they were a big pain in the butt, and I didn't even take their money. So I put up the Christmas lights, and I ended up, and they posted it out all on Facebook and all their pages and stuff, and we actually got 4 or 5 jobs out of just doing that one free Christmas light job for that family. And when we did that, those customers, we kept them for 4 and 5 years of those customers that we got year after year putting up Christmas lights. So, doing stuff for people that are in need of that, it can help, even, our church, where we go to church at, they have a program that if you're in need, you can ask and that can help, and people will, do it. Not always, I'm not going to say it's always good to do free things, but it is something if you're slow and you don't, if you can go out, what's it going to cost you other than time and $10 worth of bleach? You can, and if you're just learning, then it also helps you learn to get faster at, cleaning and stuff. So yes, it can be good for you. 40 plus years, high pressure and chems. Yep, that's a long time. I'm just about to start my pressure washing business. What are some forms of marketing I should be utilizing to help minimize cost? So, things that you need to do is one of the things is, and I go over all of these in the training. Is the very first thing I'm going to tell you to do is make sure, and even if you don't have a website, even if you haven't even gotten a website, is go to Google My Business. Google My Business can get you a lot of money, especially if you live in a decent area. If you live in a good area, Google My Business can be huge. Google My Business is probably one of the best things you can do for growing that. Google My Business is all about Google My Business is all about you. And here's the great thing about Google My Business: you got your first 3 ads, and then you got Google My Business. You got the maps, and that's where we want to be at. We want to be in that 3-pack of the maps. And I don't care where we're at in that 3-pack. I mean, obviously we want to be number one, but there's a lot of factors that can make that happen that we can't really control, or we can't even really make it happen. But as long as, like I say, as long as we're in that 3-pack, and then if we got a lot of 5-star reviews. So Bobby Walker, that's going to be teaching the class, has got over 500 5-star reviews. That's impressive. That is really good. So that is one thing. So really focus on Google My Business, and even if you can throw a couple $100 at it, it can even help you out even more. The next thing I would say is I would do a yard sign. If you can do yard signs, I'd give you a challenge. Do $300 a month. That's 100 signs a month. That means you need to put out 25 a week. I'd put them out every Friday. That way they're going to stay out every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they're probably going to get pulled on Monday. And when I would do that, I would set up a plan where, I'm going to sit and I'm going to sign this neighborhood this week. I'm going to sign this neighborhood the next week. I'm going to sign this one, and then I'd start all over. And that way, by the time you come back, all those are probably going to be good and gone by that time. So, I would do a good sign job. The next thing I would do is I would also do this too, is work the Facebook group, work Facebook groups, the neighborhood groups, all that kind of thing. I would also try to work Nextdoor. Nextdoor is another thing. And when you're working these groups of Facebook, we're not going in there and posting every day. Hey, I do pressure washing. I do pressure washing. Hey, I do pressure washing. Because you're going to get kicked out of the groups. Somebody's going to like that, and they're going to go, and you're going to go to Facebook jail, and then you're not going to post at all. So, and the reason why I know that is there was a competitor around here, and he really don't like me because I give too much information away. You're just teaching too many of these new guys because he don't know how to freaking market it himself. But he's teaching too much stuff. Well, guess what? Don't spam 25 groups a day, and you won't go to Facebook group, because that's what he said. He's like, I went to Facebook group because blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, quit spamming them. Be smart about it. You can't sit there and hammer all these groups and think that you're not going to get hammered. Even in the pressure washing world, I'll post a couple in some of the Facebook groups, but I don't go through and hit every one of them, because all it takes is somebody not liking you, and they hit the whatever button it is to put you in Facebook jail, and there ain't nothing you can do about it, because you're going to go to Facebook jail for 7 days. And then if you do it again, you might get 30 days the second time. So we don't want to go to Facebook jail. So how do we keep out of Facebook jail? We post, we will do 1 to 2 posts, and that's it. Post in 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 groups. And not only what you're posting is sometimes you're just answering questions, because when they say, hey, who's a good painter? And you'll be like, Bob's Painting is a great painting. He does great work. Who's a great electrician? Hey, Sparky the electrician. He does a lot of work. He does great work. Let's see, what's another thing? Who is, where is school off today? Yes. And then every 9th to 10th post, you can say, hey, I do pressure washing. Here's a great before and after. This is what we've done. And that's how we do that. So that is some things that we need to make sure that we are, that's how we can use Facebook. So I talked about Google My Business. I would do Facebook. I would do Nextdoor. Nextdoor, you're going to do the exact same thing as you do on Facebook. And then if you can start doing some paid ads, I would start doing paid ads. And that's going to cost you. You know, you're going to spend $1,000 a month in paid ads when you get to that point. And that $1,000, you should get $6,000 to $10,000 out of it. And that's how that works. For us, with absolutely no help and no money, you're a godsend. I hope you're blessed in so many ways than you think is necessary. Do you a service, but the God will is in your service and wonderful. Am new to the business. I watch a lot of your YouTube videos. You're learning from. You truly appreciate you, man. Hey, thanks, guys. I really do appreciate this stuff of how I've helped you. That makes it awesome. The best chem for graffiti removal. There's a couple different things. There's Taganator. There's world's best graffiti removal. There is elephant snot. A couple different ones. Can we show Jason some love and smash the like button? Thank you, Grilla. I appreciate that. I have never had anybody come to my house to do a quote about anything ever. How does that work? We don't come there. I mean, you can do it two ways. You can go there and give a quote, or you can just make it happen, dude. You just go and we do it all through Google My Business or Google Earth or Maps and figure out how big the square foot, and we never have to leave. Do I leave paperwork with Mr. Jones with a price on it? Is that the price, the actual price, or is that just an estimate that I give? The price range, that's going to be the price, is what you give. So, pressure, I've been there at an hour and 20 minutes. If you would like, first off, let me go to this one here. Again, Washathon 2020. We will be doing live training. This will be, there's actually another guy in here that will be training too, but this will be a great class. This will be one that will make you grow and be the next level. The next thing is if you have any questions and you're offline and you want to, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask or ask Jason. I actually made a pretty link so that way it's just simpler. pressurewashhelp.com/ask, and I will get back with you and answer that question. It might not be the same day, but it'll be within the week. Me and my wife is my business partner in this, and so she helps me type out stuff for your answers so they're actually sound like somebody that is educated versus me typing it out and sound like a retard when I type. So she helps me sign out that stuff. I'm good at video. I suck at typing. So that is not one of my strongholds. But I use somebody that is very good. So when you get a response back from me, most of the time it's my wife typing, and she makes it sound like we are best friends, and it's awesome. So that's why she does that. So again, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask, and that is something that, and I answer a lot of questions on there. So you can also go to pressurewashhelp.com/training, and that is where you can find a lot of stuff. And there's one other thing I thought I had here. I meant to have it if I didn't. See if I can find it here. Nope, I don't. If you want to keep up with, you can follow up is pressurewashhelp.com/sign up, and that will kind of keep up and do that kind of stuff. Let me check for any lawn and hammer. You need to sign up for Jason Help class. You the man. I'm going to do boots on the ground and guerrilla marketing. Thanks. You Wash Life, Mr. Russell. Thanks again for there's always a good woman behind the success. And that's 100% true, especially if you're married. Oh, and here's the other thing I'm going to say about goals and that kind of stuff. I don't know if I've lost a lot. Most people are still on here. Goals. You know, when you hit a goal and you are successful on that goal, go celebrate that goal. Don't think that just a small goal is not celebratable. Because here's the deal. When you hit the big goal, and you're going to be like, oh, next year I want to do twice that. Be thankful and go celebrate that goal. Maybe if you hit $1,000 a week, go celebrate that, man. That's huge. If you did $1,000 a week and your goal was, $800, that's freaking huge, because guess what? Now you can do 1,000. So guess what you do next week? Maybe I can hit 5,000. What do I got to do to hit a $10,000 month? I never forget when I hit a $10,000 month. I was so freaking excited. I couldn't believe it. Then before I sold it, we did $100,000 month. That's right, $100,000 months. That's when it's awesome. But you don't get to $100,000 month before you get to $1,000 month or a $5,000 month. So celebrate when you have good successes. That is something that you have to do to keep you going. We will help hold you accountable on your goal. I appreciate that. Please wish me luck into business. I'm researching as much as possible. I've come a long way. Happy New Year's. Yep. And family. Shalom. Dang, I'm late. Yeah, you'll have to watch the replay. Sorry. Got to keep hustling. So, again, pressurewashhealth.com/training. Go check it out. If you also definitely go check out pressurewashhelp.com/washathon. It's going to be only 40 people, and that's all that we're going to take. So it'll be the first 40. And then we won't be taking no more after that. So 40 people will be it. But hope you all have a great week. Make sure we get those goals going, and I will see you. I do have 2 videos coming out this week, so go watch those and learn some more. See you all later, and have a great night.